camera.
Well, good evening, everyone. I see that our signal is less than ideal. But you are watching a special edition of Runway DFW After Dark. We are here at Dallas Love Field to bring you, well, we hope to be able to bring you the arrival of Imua One, the Southwest Airlines special livery Hawaiian-themed aircraft, which is scheduled to be here in about 30 minutes. So, we'll try to bring you what we have until then, and we'll see. This is kind of an experimental broadcast. Still getting my bearings here. That is, I believe, Southwest Flight 793, which came in from Washington National Airport, or I guess Reagan is what they call it these days. I'm coming to you from a, well, we're coming to, let's see, where is that? Oh, I know what I did. Well, anyway, let me tell you that we're live on Monday. It's a new month. It's May the 1st. That's May Day, isn't it? But it looks like our looks as though our signal is less than ideal. Well, we are recording this, so if it's not coming through to you clearly, we will do a replay with the recorded content. So that's the best we can do on late notice. So yes, we are coming to you from Dallas Love Field Airport. For only the second time. We were here about a year ago. And what happened was I saw today in a Facebook group that's dedicated to plane spotting in the Dallas area. That a new livery was coming in, Southwest's newest livery with a Hawaiian theme. And I thought, well, let's see what we can do on very, very short notice. So I'm still getting my bearings here. I think that was flight 1962 off to St. Louis. I'm operating with a minimal configuration here. And my main camera is acting wacky. Obviously, we have a very good view from up here on top of parking garage A. There is a question, however, as there's two runways here, and I don't know which one our flight is coming in on. So I gambled on this one. We'll see what happens. So hello to all Southwest arriving passengers. The Southwest flight that we're looking for, Imua One, is, I believe, on a non-revenue flight tonight. It doesn't show up as having a terminal set for it. You know, it doesn't have a gate, arrival gate. So I think it's just going to come in and go to a hangar. So we'll keep our fingers crossed about that. Luke Jensen says, "Hi Walt, good evening from right across town in Farmers Branch. New livery, eh? Looking forward to seeing it." Yeah, we put a picture of the livery on our thumbnail this evening, so that's what we should be seeing. I see our pal Kevin from Airline Videos poking his head in. Howdy, he says. And again, I don't know how our signal is coming through tonight because while my hotspot says excellent, my indicator here is not that great. So anyway, what we're going to be doing is, once again, if we do not get to bring you a clean feed, we'll put it up on YouTube later on from a local recording. I believe that to be Southwest Flight 5001. It's going to Tampa, Florida. I'm such a novice here. I don't even know what the designation of the runways are. And this probably won't be the longest stream in Runway DFW history. But it's a little change of pace. Sumed Tadameti is saying, "I am loving this special edition of Runway DFW." And Ahil Rabil says, "Hi Walt. I see A-list flyer Chris, one of our moderators, is here on board. Chris, you may know, can we expect to see the arrival of this aircraft on the west side? Because if not, I don't know." Here's Kevin with a $20 super chat. "Howdy, Walt. Can't wait to see the new livery." Well, we hope to bring it to you. Again, we hope it fires up on this side of the airport. What's coming in there is an American Jet International Super King Air 350 coming in from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Greetings to you, Andy Taylor, for being the newest member of Runway DFW. Thank you. So as soon as this pulls out, I think the Tampa-bound flight will get the clearance to go. Oh, also, you may notice we don't have any ATC tonight. I set this up very quickly. I hopped in the car, raced off. We have a very minimal broadcast configuration here. It's, I guess, my kind of equivalent of Runway DFW on the go, if you would mention. I mean, if you don't mind that analogy, Kevin. Our signal's in the dirt. But Barbara P. Sterling says it looks fine. So I hope that's the case. Douglas Serrano says, Imua One now over Wichita Falls, which is probably about 20 minutes away, I would say. It seems like it's about right on time. Hey there, Joey Chen. Thank you for becoming a member of Runway DFW. Leo Chastain says we're coming in clear in Las Vegas. So we'll see what happens. So once again, the plane that's rolling down the runway now is on its way to Tampa, Florida. Because this is more of an urban area than DFW Airport, and because we've got lights in front of us, the planes are a little more lit up as we see them lift off. Can't tell you where this plane is going. It may be going to the hangar. Don't see it on the radar. Now, Dallas Love Field, not as busy as you would find DFW Airport at this time of night. I believe there are some noise restrictions which keep it from having late night flights, and I think there is a cutoff, but I don't know what it is. Let me tell you about a little something about this plane that we hope to see. And again, it's pictured on our thumbnail for this broadcast. It's a Hawaii-themed aircraft livery that symbolizes an enduring partnership between the Hawaiian Islands and Southwest Airlines. The high-flying tribute is dedicated to Southwest employees and to communities across Hawaii that welcome the carrier with warm aloha. And of course, I'm reading that from a Southwest Airlines news release. So it's called Imua One. I think there's some discussion about the exact pronunciation of that, but hopefully it's close. Here comes another plane out of the terminal area. And as you may know, Southwest Airlines exclusively flies the 737 variant. Well, multiple variants, but 737 across the board. It looks as though this aircraft, which is a 737-700, is going to Denver. It's flight 3726. And yeah, we do have some greenery blocking our shot there, but it shouldn't impede too much our arrival shot. We do get a very good look at the Dallas skyline from up here on top of the garage. And we'll point camera one over there, so there it is. There's that green building, the Bank of America Tower, which we see kind of hazily most of the time from Founders Plaza at DFW Airport. And Brian Henry, with kind words, says the stream is really looking good, Walt. So we'll keep at it. And again, if you're just tuning in, we are here to hopefully see the arrival of Imua One. There is the flight bound for the Mile High City. Yeah, so what we don't have tonight, we don't have our audio mixing board, so I can't ply you with jingles and such, or music. Only have two cameras, the main camera and an auxiliary one. And I'd like to say thank you to Lexa30, being the newest member of Runway DFW at Dallas Love Field. Yes, there's a plane behind those trees, and here it comes. Christopher Hillman says, if anyone is interested in what Imua means, it is to move forward toward a goal. As we say thank you to Weather Chart, I believe that's how you say it, for a $5 super chat. Just now hearing about the new SWA livery. Awesome. What variant of the 737 is it? Is this the inaugural flight or is it a relocation flight? Well, I don't know if it's done a revenue flight yet. I don't know the answer to that. But I believe that tonight's flight is a special flight, which is coming in from Hawaii, from Kona. So assuming it comes in on this side of the airport, that's what we will see, or that's the equivalent of the kind of shot we will see. That was Southwest Flight 862 coming in from San Diego. You see there in the background one of the two Dallas, I think you see both of them there, the two signature bridges over the Trinity River in the background. From our vantage point here, we cannot see the gates. There's another garage where you can see the gates, but I gambled on this one because I think this is where the aircraft's going to come in. I haven't seen any activity on the other runway. Reposition this camera just a little bit. Because I wanted to show you a site that we never see at DFW Airport. The baggage claim area. Yeah, that's where people come in and out, grab their bags and go. As you may know, Dallas Love Field is an in-city airport. It's right here in the middle of Dallas, just north of downtown. Stephen Remy asks, and my mouse has now failed me, so I'll have to answer without putting your question on the screen. Stephen says, where are you streaming from at the airport? And we are on top of the A parking garage. Well, that's not going to work. Oh, here we go. Ms. Las Vegas says, good evening, Walt, and all. Love Field Edition, what a treat. Josh Aldrich says, in native Hawaiian, the name of this new plane would be Imua. So I apologize to all of our island friends, Imua, and I'll try to get that right. Kiwi Whispers ASMR says, "Hey Walt, nice change of scenery. My first visit to Dallas in the early 2000s. I remember the brown Southwest 737s flying past my hotel window." Yeah, they still have one of those as a special livery. Can't remember what they call it. I know I've seen it a number of times on other streams. Never seen it in person, not recently anyway. We are looking, I believe, to the northwest there. It's gotten quiet here, but it does here at Love Field. I just saw a plane taking off from the east side behind us. We do have a plane coming in from San Antonio on final, Southwest Flight 2037. That must be it there, that dot in the sky. And I apologize, we also do not have our natural sound microphone. The only sounds that are emanating tonight are coming from this microphone on my headset. Hello, Alden Krozik, if I pronounced that correctly. New subscriber here at Runway DFW. Thank you. Josh Aldrich with a aviation fact. Dallas Love Field is the only airport to have had a presidential inauguration. Well, at least a presidential swearing in. I don't know if I'd call it an inauguration. Of course, that was back in 1963 when President Johnson was sworn in here on aboard Air Force One, at the time a 707 variant, following the assassination of JFK. And of course, back then, Dallas Love Field was the primary airport here in North Texas, where all the international flights came and went. And that's about all we're going to see of that particular aircraft tonight. I see a Southwest plane on approach from Los Angeles. Flight 2924 out there somewhere. Be here in a minute or two. Carol the Line. Caro the Line? Caro the Line is the newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Thank you. And Wayne Smith joins our little gathering. Thank you, Wayne. Next Jet says, hope all is good this evening. Excited to see the plane live. I see Chuck Tolsma there. I see our friend OZ Gaming 9. Hey, Walt, just got home. How is it at DAL? I'll have to let you know. We're expecting the Imua. Did I get that? I've forgotten all how to pronounce that already. Imua. The Imua One livery. Douglas Serrano says it's currently the number 8 aircraft being tracked on Flight Radar 24. Oh, and I see it on the air. It's 2 minutes away, the Imua One livery. At least according to Flight Radar. So once we get that under our belt, we'll probably pack things up. We do have, Plane Dude says we've got some buffering, and I can see it here at my end. But once again, if you are within the sound of my voice, should this prove to be a faulty broadcast, we'll have a replay for it. Now here's a plane coming in over on the east side of the field. That's the, can't tell what that is. You can see them lining up here though. Unfortunately, we don't see the east side of the field from here. It does look like the plane that's coming in from Kona is tracking more towards the west side, so maybe we'll look out there. If it does come in on the east side, I think our only hope then would be if it makes its way over to the Southwest Airlines hangar over on this side of the airport. Oh, I have a sneaky feeling that this may be it. No, this is coming in from New Orleans. That's flight 1855. And yeah, the flight we're interested in does appear to be tracking over to the east side of the the west side of the airport where we are. So let's see. don't have enough experience in following planes here at Dallas Love Field, so I think this is our plane. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody. Once again, we're looking for the arrival of the Southwest Airlines Imua One. Imua. It's a Hawaiian-themed livery, brand new. I believe the news release said it's Southwest Airlines' first aircraft with power at every seat. They're a little behind the curve on that one. Well, bags fly free. And to the best of my knowledge, this will be the first time this plane has ever landed at Dallas Love Field. It was just went into service a couple of weeks ago. And again, I do not think that this is a revenue flight. It may have passengers on it, but I don't think they're paying passengers. It's coming in from Kona. So fingers crossed that our signal holds up. Let's see what we got here. We should be able to get a pretty good nighttime look at it, though. Pretty spiffy, as my grandma used to say. It did not go long. I think it'll pull up right in front of us, so we'll get a good look at it. A very handsome plane. And we'll see if it goes over to the terminal or if it goes to the hangar. I couldn't tell if there's anybody in the passenger section. Laxa 30 has gifted 5 Tri-Jet memberships. So if you're not yet a member of Runway DFW, here's your chance. And so that provided the opportunity for Cathay Spotter to join in. Malin Bees, our newest subscriber. Vince Las Vegas said, fantastic, gorgeous detail. It'll be fun to see it in the daytime, too. Jeffrey Blue was a fan of that shot. Kevin Modershaw says, oh wow, a bit of an artist played on that plane. And there was so much excitement associated with that new livery, I can't even tell you where this one came from. Looks like that one came in from Phoenix. Okay. Well, at least we played our cards correctly as far as the arrival runway of that plane from Kona. Let's see if we got anything else coming in before we wrap things up here, or going out. Looking pretty quiet. So, I don't know. That may be it for us. Guess we shouldn't leave you without giving you a look at the Love Field Tower, which is partly obscured by a light pole. There it is. It's so weird here because everything is so close in compared to Dallas Love Field, compared to DFW Airport, where everything is so spread out. I think you can see people in the parking garage reflected on the window of that tower. Amazing. But yeah, I think that's probably going to about do it for us tonight. So let's see if there's anything else we can point at. Well, we got an arrival here, so we'll catch that for you. Is this right? This is going to be an MD-83. It's a USA Jet Airlines. Well, here's a bonus for us. An MD-83. coming from Laredo, Texas. I don't think I can tell you the last time I saw an MD-80 of any variety. So a little bonus for those of you here on Runway DFW at Dallas Love Field. And if our jingle singers were with us tonight, and they're not, they'd be informing you that this plane dates back to 1983. Well, it's definitely one to add to my collection. And as a bonus, there's a dart train in the background. There's that glowing orb over downtown Dallas. Paul Benier, our newest subscriber to Runway DFW. Thank you, Paul. USA Jet. It's got kind of a modern livery for such a classic aircraft. I don't even know where it goes. Is there I know there are some hangars on the west side of the airport, along with Southwest Airlines. I don't know if that's where it's going or if it's cutting over to the east side. Guess we'll see here in a second. We might as well get a nice lingering look at this classic aircraft, which hasn't made the scene over at DFW in a while, I don't think. I'd like to thank Cali Planes for a $10 super chat. Thank you for staying for this one. LA Plane Spotter Rudy says, did I get him up there? Oh, wow. Okay, so I think there's some cargo facilities on the north end of the airport, which is where this particular aircraft might be going. And it's about to disappear from view. So thank you, USA Jet Airlines, for giving us a little bonus there. Again, that came in from Laredo, Texas. It's out in the west part of the state. Kiwi Whispers ASMR says, another memory seeing American MD-80s lined up at DFW in the early 2000s. Oh yeah, they were definitely there. And Michael's saying we can expect a Delta A320 from Minneapolis coming in. Let me see if I can spot that here. I see it. Delta Flight 1516 coming in from Minneapolis, St. Paul. And hopefully it'll come in on this side. Delta has, well, it tried to ramp up its flights to DFW. I mean to Dallas Love Field, sorry. It announced a bunch of new destinations from here because it finally got its own gate. But then it kind of scaled back on those plans. So I don't know how many. I think Minneapolis, though, is one of the new destinations. I think Delta flew only from here to Atlanta previously. I'm trying to make sense of my radar here. Okay, it looks like the Delta flight will be coming in over on this side. Another Southwest plane leave the terminal area. There's one way down there. Looks like it's going to the Southwest hangar for some overnight maintenance. If we pull out here, there's the Albuquerque bound 737-700, flight 793. Oh, you know what I was looking at? I was looking at a Delta flight that's going into Dallas-Fort Worth and not to Dallas Love Field. It's kind of fun being someplace that's different. The only other time I had come to Dallas-Fort Worth was, again, last year about this time, but I was on top of a different garage because this runway that we're looking at here was closed for repairs. While we're kind of pointed in that general direction, I was going to show you the Reunion Tower, which we don't get to see from DFW. So there it is there, the green ball, and there's a DART transit train in the foreground, light rail. So Reunion Tower is attached to a hotel, and there's a restaurant on top of the ball, along with an observation deck. The restaurant used to revolve, so you would sit at your table, and over the course of an hour you could see in all the directions. The information I have from reading in recent times is that there's a new restaurant up there, and they've turned off the revolving part. So I guess you're just gonna see what you can see from wherever you are seated. But it's a nice view. It's been a while since I've been up there. There's a southbound DART train. Well, my goodness. That little musical interlude lets us know that our good friend James Webb has contributed a $300 super chat. He says, fun stream and great shots this evening. Thanks, Walt. Thank you, James. I did get to meet James a week or two ago. He came in from San Francisco when I was doing a night stream, and he said, hey, can I come out and say hello to you? And I said, sure. So he did, and that was, we had a few minutes that we could chat for a bit. Looks like there's a flight from St. Louis coming in, but coming in over on the east side. So there you kind of see it. It's about to go behind the building. Benjo Menjo. I like that name, Benjo Menjo. Newest subscriber to Runway DFW. And yeah, this was a very last minute production here. Oh, now I see a Delta flight coming in from Atlanta. It's an Airbus A319. The plane you're looking at there is, I believe it to be Southwest Flight 2352 on approach from Kansas City. And it's coming in on the east side as well. It looks like the Delta flight, we may get that over here, so I don't imagine there'll be too much more going on after that here at Dallas Love Field. I think that's it. Behind it, do you see it? Do you see that Delta flight? It's pretty distinctive. Pretty far away. But it's got its tail all lit up. Again, this will be an A319, which Delta has switched over to here in its DFW operations. It had been flying Boeing 717s. Which I guess has some familial resemblance to the MD-83 we saw earlier. I'd like to say thank you to Emre Yurtas for a $9 super chat. When I fly into DFW, I go over downtown Dallas and we get a good view of the runways at Dallas Love Field. And that went away before I could read the rest of it. Commander Louisville. Oh, we have Commander Louisville here. Let's see, Emre said, it's amazing how close the two airports are. Yeah, it is pretty close. And our great new moderator, Jody Peak says, this is an excellent location, Walt. Thanks so much for the special stream. And thank you for that 747 super chat. You see those bridges I was telling you about earlier there in the background. Those kind of geometric designs. It's kind of nice to have some background here as opposed to DFW, which is so flat and so low. That is Mockingbird Lane. You see cars going back and forth down there. We're pointed south now as this Delta A319 makes its way to the terminal area. There's just a handful of gates here at Dallas Love Field. I believe less than 20. Jose Aguilar, thank you for a $4.99 super chat. Good evening, Walt. Enjoying your live streaming from Dallas Love Field. That's kind of fun. There we are, peeking into the Sky Team cockpit. Got some more planes coming in here. So let us deviate. More stuff going on than I thought. Those Southwest planes are going short. This one came in from Denver. I kind of lost track of that previous one. Get blinded by that marker light. So count us lucky that we got to see not only that Delta jet, but that, what was that, USA, whatever it was, that MD-83, because it's pretty much all Southwest all the time here. Plane spotting video says they really turn those planes into landing at Love Field due to DFW being next to it. Kind of behind on my messaging here. Frankly Flying says, Walt, Runway DFW. Great to see you at DAL. It's a great spot at the top of the parking garage. Well, it's a nice change of pace, I must say. I only wish the monitor on my camera, my little view screen on the back of my night camera here, is just flashing on and off for some reason. I don't know why. You're not seeing it, but I am. Hearing some activity over on the other side of the airfield. But I'm looking at my screen here. I see two planes that look like they're getting ready to go out. One to Baltimore and the other to El Paso. But as far as aircraft in the sky, I don't see anything in the immediate vicinity. Well, here comes Flight 1719 from Orlando. I'm guessing that's going to circle around to the other side of the airport. I may be wrong. Trying to get you a little different angle on camera too. There you can see the beacon. The tower's a little hazy. And of course, that's the pickup area. Well, there's two levels. One is, I guess, for arrivals and the other for departures. Space Needle says, I am so excited to watch airline videos live tomorrow. We're all excited to see airline videos live, of course. I'll have it on in the background as I work at my regular job. So I guess we'll give you some beauty shots here as we wait to see if there's any more action. Jody says, it is a nice change and no sprinklers. Well, none so far. No sign of sprinklers from up here on the, I don't know, what is it, the third or fourth level of the garage. I think the flight from Orlando is coming on in. First, we'll say thank you to Skittles for a $10 super chat. Thank you for this wonderful stream, Walt. Great stuff. Thank you for that. This plane, which has been parked on the runway, is now finally getting clearance for its assigned seating. And I do think we see that flight from Orlando. But from that angle, I'm going to say it's coming in on the east side. So that's about as much of that as we'll be able to see. However, here we go. Got at least one more plane taking off from over here. We will show you momentarily as soon as I can line it up on my screen. There it is back there. It's Southwest Flight 2037 off to the Big Easy of New Orleans. Flight 2037. And once again, if you're tuning in late, you're watching Runway DFW live from Dallas Love Field after dark. Where's our after dark logo? There it is. You'll just have to pretend we have music. We don't have any tonight. 10:16 here in the Central Time Zone. And we are about to see this mighty 737-700 rise into the night sky, bound for New Orleans. It's kind of hiding from us, isn't it? There is a plane behind those trees, ladies and gentlemen. There's also a Southwest plane in the air, headed this way, coming from Houston Hobby Airport. With any luck, it'll arrive on this side. I believe I see some activity between two ferns. Kevin Mottershaw says, never late when watching you, Walt. It's 4:17 a.m. here in the UK. I'm just loving the stream as I always do. Thank you, Kevin. Frankly, flying with a sports reference, I guess, Walt is like the Jim Nantz of plane spotting. I wish I was sportsy enough to know any Jim Nantz-isms. I mean, I know who it is, but I don't really watch sports a lot. But thank you. I think that's a compliment. I take it as a compliment. I was looking around with the camera trying to figure out what this is. Can't quite make out what it says there. Oh, I know what that is. It's a mobile oil company logo. Meanwhile, kind of missed this arrival, didn't we? So was that flight from the flight from Houston, of which we spoke earlier? We've got a flex jet coming in behind it. It's arriving from Reading, I'm guessing Pennsylvania. It's an Embraer Praetor 500. You'll see that in a minute. Wasting no time and headed to its gate. Well, it looks like that flex jet I told you about is coming in over on the east side. Sorry about that, folks. And I'm looking to see what's coming in. All right, Southwest Flight 611 should be here a couple minutes from now, coming in from Las Vegas. That'll be a 737-8 MAX, or MAX 8, I guess as they say. I don't see too many MAX aircraft over at DFW these days. Frankly, flying with a little more, expanding on his comment, saying Jim Nance, smooth delivery, uses pauses wonderfully, lets the images speak for themselves. And he is CBS. And I do have my CBS hat on tonight. My wife works for a CBS-owned station in Fort Worth. So I've got all sorts of CBS gear. I don't know if we can show you this. Let's see if we can. Well, I think I'm a little late for this. I was going to try to show you a plane taking off from the other side. But, well, there it is. It's climbing into the sky. I'll have to come back here on some night when the winds are in the other direction and the planes are landing with the Dallas skyline in the background. That would be kind of cool. In the meantime, I believe this is going to be the flight from San Antonio. So you see a flight from San Antonio coming in there, that bright light, and just beneath it is Southwest Flight 2583 going out to San Diego. There's only one runway over on this side of the airport, so the departing flight has to wait for the arriving flight to clear the runway. Wow, this made the shortest landing yet since we've been here, I think. It's gonna like turn right into us. I'm gonna bet this pilot has flown into this airport once or twice. All right, we're going to pick up that San Diego bound flight here. I think. There it is. And we have buffering, says Evelyn MD. We will plow ahead because if it's really bad, we'll just put this up as a replay. See how much relatively further that plane went. This is the flight that came in from Tampa. Flight 1721, and this is the 737 MAX 8. They've got cool lighting in the cabin, don't they? Looks like little TV screens. Hello, passengers. Are we intruding on your privacy? Smile, you're on Runway DFW. There's a plane over there somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I'm really a bit discombobulated at being at a new airport, or a new, not a new airport, but one that's relatively new to me as far as taking pictures of aircraft goes. And as this pulls in to the terminal area, Flight 1855 off to El Paso. It's another 737 MAX 8 is rolling down the runway. I'm going to guess that the MAX 8s are quieter aircraft. Maybe they choose to run those at night when they can. Scanning the skies now, we've got another MAX 8 coming in from Las Vegas, Southwest Flight 611. And I see it now. And I'll show it to you momentarily. Here on your home for mostly DFW stuff, but tonight we're at Dallas Love Field. And a little bit earlier we got to see the new Southwest livery. Imua One. Oh, that one's really going long. Well, for those of you who are just joining us, we've got a special edition of Runway DFW After Dark at Dallas Love Field. We don't have ATC tonight because this was a very last-minute presentation based on the fact that late this afternoon, as I was wrapping up my regular job, I saw on Facebook that Southwest was bringing into to Dallas Love Field its newest livery. And I thought, well, let's see if we can grab that for our viewers, and we did. Fortunately, it came in here on this side of the airport, so got a pretty good look at it, at least as far as nighttime views go. There is a Southwest Airlines flight in the sky over North Dallas. It's coming in from Atlanta. My guess would be it'll make a turn for the east side of the airport. Don't know for sure. We'll hang out here for a second. Patrick correcting my pronunciation, saying Imua. Imua. And there is the nighttime Dallas skyline. The building on the right, the tallest building in Dallas, the Bank of America Tower. Free to bed, beautiful Dallas skyline. Freed, you're from Cleveland, right? That's got a pretty nice skyline, too. Zane Plane and Train says, good evening to Chris, talking to A-List Flyer Chris, our great moderator. Josh Elkins says hello from Huntsville, Alabama. Victor Janflone says, wish you had that old-timey music you had the other night. Thanks for the hard work out there. Really like your night streams. Well, it'll be back. The reason for not having it tonight is because I had a very limited time to set things up, and I just wanted to make sure that we could get everything in place to bring you some pictures. So we don't have our usual second microphone to bring you the sounds of the airport. We only have 2 cameras instead of 3 or 4, and we don't have our soundboard, which lets us mix everything up. So DW says, evening Walt, always love the streams. I will have to catch the replay of this one just coming on. Yeah, we had some interesting things. As I said, we had the new Imua livery from Southwest Airlines. Brand new. And we had an MD-83 cargo plane, which haven't seen one of those in a bit. Looking to the north now, looks like we will get Southwest Flight 168 coming in from Atlanta over here on the west side. that's it there. Not much to see yet. We do have a plane that's headed out there for takeoff. So we could see at least one more landing and one more takeoff on this Monday night surprise stream of Runway DFW at Dallas Love Field. Again, this plane's coming in from Atlanta. It's a 737-700. Like many large urban airports, and unlike Dallas, a DFW airport, there's people who live right across the street from here. This is not the sprawling island of Manhattan-sized facility that DFW Airport is. Love Field is, well, when this first was an airfield, and I think it's almost 100 years ago, or about that this was first used as an airfield. This was the suburbs of Dallas, believe it or not. But this is no longer considered the suburbs of Dallas. We're just about, 4 or 5 miles from downtown. So we've got flight 1680, which is en route to the end of the runway. It's going to Las Vegas. It'll be a 737 MAX 8. There it is, about to make the turn. So glad you could find our little stream tonight. And we're off to Vegas. have to applaud Southwest Airlines for lighting up their jets so nicely at night. Their livery is kind of dark, so it does help to have the fuselage and the tail lit up like they do. The great comedian Steve Allen used to do a bit. He'd send a camera outside to the sidewalk and take pictures of just people walking down the street or stopping at the stoplight, and he'd be sitting at the piano making kind of musical commentary about the way people walk or things that they're carrying or the way they're dressed. But you're looking in there at the baggage claim. I see a carousel not moving. People waiting for their cars or transportation. Got another flight coming in from... We saw one going out to New Orleans. Got one coming in now, but it's regrettably coming in on the east side of the airport. So we shan't be seeing too much of this one. A plane taking off. Let's see if we can swing around and catch that. I'm going to kind of have to flip all around here. So there's a plane taking off from the east side. Don't have a destination for this one. You can see a few stars in the sky if you squint real good. All right, let me scan the skies here for you all. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I take that back. Got a flight coming in from San Jose. So why don't we wait for that to get here? It's a couple minutes out. And that might just wrap things up here. Looking around to see if there's anything else that's interesting to look at. So looking over there at the other parking garage, you can see there on the left, that corner looks out over the east runway, which is where we were last time we were here, about a year ago. Jody Peak says, I love the variety of things you can capture here. And yeah, it's just nice to have something different to look at. And I thought I'd punch to another camera before I swung around there. It's another look at downtown Dallas. I used to know the name of that building with the X on it there on the right. I think the one on the left, the one with the vertical stripes, the vertical lights, I think that was a building that was featured on the TV show Dallas as one of the offices of one of the principals of that show. Not Victoria Principal. I may be wrong about that. I wasn't a big fan of Dallas either, the show. Jody thinks that might be a poster, but I've got to have an airplane in the poster. So we'll see. Douglas Serrano takes note that it's almost 11. Well, it is, come to think of it, it almost is 11 o'clock. We do have a little bit of action happening here in front of us. We have a flight going out to Midway Airport in Chicago. And there it is. It's Southwest Flight 3051 to Midway Airport, 737-800. So this is going out. We've got a plane coming in from San Jose. And I think that might be it for us tonight on this special edition of Runway DFW at Dallas Love Field. Robert Quigg says our Seattle Kraken hockey team arrived at Love Field earlier this afternoon aboard a chartered Air Canada A320. And I think if we were on the other side of the airport, we might be able to see it parked there, but because that's where the charter planes come in. But alas, we don't get to see that from this side. There's two flights in the air coming in. One is from San Jose, the other is from Midway Airport in Chicago. This one is going to Midway Airport. I heard a plane. I thought it was taking off, but I think it was landing over on the east side. Oh, that was the San Jose flight. Well, no worries. We've got the Midway flight coming in. Let's spin things around, get lined up, and I think we'll call this our final flight of the night. From parking garage A at Dallas Love Field Airport. I didn't really think we'd go this long tonight. Thought we'd get that Hawaiian livery out of the way and then we just kind of quiet down. You might have seen them there in the background. There were the lights of Cedar Hill, the antenna farm that serves North Texas. Haven't seen it from this perspective before. But we're definitely a lot closer to the aircraft here at Love Field than we are at DFW, generally speaking. Evelyn MD says, Love Field is so relaxed. I like it. Yeah, it's a bit more laid back here. All right, well, let me check the radar, and I'm not seeing anything, so I think we're going to wrap this up a little after 11 o'clock. I would like to thank you and you and you and you and you for watching tonight. A special thanks to all of our moderators who were able to join us tonight. Members of the Runway DFW Moderation Federation. Thank you to all of our members, new and old. Thank you to our subscribers to Runway DFW. And thanks to everybody who just for watching. We'll be back soon with another stream from who knows where next time. But until then, happy contrails to you until we meet again. Thank you one and all from me, Walt, at Runway DFW.